Hello, mabuhay! This is Teacher Lourdes, and this is your course, Science, Technology, and Society. Our lesson 10 is Genetically Modified Organisms and Gene Therapy. Our objectives are explain the scientific principles behind genetically modified organisms and the mechanisms used in gene therapy. Analyze the social, ethical, and technological implications of GMO applications and gene therapy in society, and evaluate the potential benefits and risks of genetic technologies in medicine, agriculture, and the environment. If you had the power to edit life, imagine you have the power to edit genes just like editing a document on your computer. Would you use it to cure diseases, improve crops, or change human traits? Like the following instances: 1. A child born with a genetic disease that could be cured through gene therapy. A. Farming communities struggling with crops destroyed by pests and climate change. Or a future where food shortages threaten millions of lives. Pause this video to answer these questions. Which situation would you choose to solve first and why? Would you support or oppose genetically modifying organisms or human genes? Pause the video and answer in the comment section. Now let's have the lesson proper. Genetic technologies have transformed science and society by enabling precise modification of living organisms' DNA, or deoxyribonucleic acid. This chapter explores genetically modified organisms, or GMOs, organisms whose genetic material has been altered using biotechnology and gene therapy, a medical approach to treat or prevent diseases by modifying a person's genes. Both technologies raise important scientific opportunities and critical societal questions. GMOs and gene therapy both use genetic engineering to alter organisms' DNA, but GMOs usually modify whole organisms like plants, animals, and microbes for traits like pest resistance or nutritional enhancement. For example, golden rice. Gene therapy, in contrast, is a medical technique to treat or prevent diseases in humans by inserting or editing genes in a patient's cells, the somatic cells that are not inheritable, to correct genetic defects using vectors, often modified viruses, to deliver new genetic material. The key difference lies in their goal. GMOs for food, agriculture, and research, and gene therapy for curing human disease. So, let's discuss GMOs. GMOs are created through genetic engineering methods such as recombinant DNA technology, gene editing, or transgenic techniques to introduce desirable traits not originally found in an organism. The applications include in agriculture, enhanced crop yield, pest resistance, and nutritional improvements. In medicine and research, production of pharmaceuticals such as recombinant insulin, vaccines, and biologics. GMOs also raise debates regarding biodiversity, ecological impact, and the ethics of altering gene pools. Some worry about unintended ecological disruption or socioeconomic impacts, for example, corporate control of seeds, while proponents emphasize improved food security and medical innovations. Looking at this image, which is made by ChatGPT, you can find a genetically modified organism here. For example, the corn. The corn we eat today, if they are from imported from other countries, these are genetically modified organisms because of the Bt thuringiensis, which is injected into the corn so that the, the, the insects will die when they eat the corn. So Some corn that we eat are already GMO, and other plants, especially in America, cheese is the most edited or organism or crop in the United States. So cheese is one of the most edited uh, GMO. And this another picture, it shows gene therapy. So for example, you have a baby, and upon the test made for newborn baby, you found out that your child has a disease. So as early as being young, the scientist can treat the genetic disorders that have been found on your baby. And these are the ethical and social issues, equity and access, because not everyone can have the money to afford gene therapy. And safety concerns. Is it safe? Are these edited organisms safe for everyone, or are there effects for people with other health issues? And of course, the ethical dilemmas, because not everyone believes that scientists should play God, because with editing the human genes and other organisms' genes, scientists are playing God. But only God can create something that is beautiful. And there are dilemma that uh, genetically modified organisms and gene therapy has been processed by humans and not God. So that's the ethical dilemma. So what is gene therapy? Gene therapy involves delivering genetic material into a patient's cells to correct defective genes or confer new functions. The techniques often utilize viral vectors or advanced editing tools like CRISPR or Cas systems to alter somatic or non-heritable cells for therapeutic purposes. So when you say non-heritable, your body will not transfer the characteristics to your baby or the fetus inside your body. You will not inherit the edited genes. It is only for therapeutic purposes or for curing some diseases. So, what are the two main approaches? The approaches are somatic gene therapy and germline gene therapy. The somatic gene therapy targets non-reproductive cells and only affects the treated individual. Germline gene therapy, on the other hand, alters reproductive cells or embryos, which would pass changes to future generations. So you can pass the characteristics if you use germline gene therapy. So if you have undergone this kind of therapy, you can pass the changes to future generation. This remains highly controversial or restricted in many countries due to the ethical concerns. This is according to Medline Plus. And common targets for gene therapy include inherited disorders such as severe combined immunodeficiency, sickle cell anemia, and certain cancers, but research continues to expand. That's according to Medline Plus. So, let's discuss the social and ethical implications. Genetic technologies present complex questions for society. The key issues include equity and access. So gene therapies are often very expensive and may only be available to wealthy individuals or nations, potentially increasing health disparities. That's according to nutrigenometrics.com. And safety and long-term effects. The possibility of off-target effects of unintended consequences in gene editing raises safety concerns for both individuals and ecosystems. And ethical boundaries. So debates persist about where to draw the lines between therapeutic use or treating disease and enhancement, improving non-disease traits, altering genes in ways that can be inherited by future generations, or germline editing raises profound ethical and societal questions. So, for example, you are wealthy, and you want your newborn baby to have blue eyes. So the ethical boundary is you can access this technology, and the question is Would your child accept what you have done to the baby when they are baby? If they grew up, would they accept what you have done to their physical characteristics? For example, you wanted the blue eyes and you wanted the nose to be like American nose, which is pointed nose, not like us Filipinos. We have short, stub nose. Uh, and the question is, will the child uh, experience bullying in school because they do not look like your parents, the parents? Okay, that's one of the ethical and societal questions. So let's look at the case studies. So genetically modified insects to control disease. Techniques such as gene drivers that bias inheritance patterns are being researched to reduce populations of disease-carrying mosquitoes. Okay, so as you can see in this image, okay, uh, GM mosquitoes, they are genetically modified and they can fight disease. Okay, CRISPR in medicine. Gene editing has been used experimentally to treat genetic blood disorders, demonstrating therapeutic potential while highlighting ethical challenges. That's according to Center for Genetics and Society. So looking at this image provided by ChatGPT. So CRISPR in medicine is one of the gene editing breakthroughs. So it's so amazing, because the genes are so small, it cannot be looked upon by the naked eye. You need to use microscope to look at powerful microscopes like electron microscope to look at the gene of the human being. So it's so small. But scientists can now already edit that small. They can already the science and technology we have today is very advanced. But not in the Philippines though. In the Philippines, we are still lacking in terms of technology. So, so gene editing can cure diseases in humans. So, genetically modified organisms or GMOs, what are they? They are organisms like plants, animals, bacteria. That includes human because we are also living things and we are carbon-based organisms whose DNA has been altered using genetic engineering techniques. The purpose is to enhance desirable traits like pest resistance, herbicide tolerance, improved nutrition, and faster growth. Examples, the BT corn. As I have said a while ago, the BT thuringiensis, when the insect bite the corn, they will die. So the genetically modified corn has insect resistance. And the golden rice, it is enhanced with vitamin A. So the golden rice is more healthy. And the GM soybeans for healthier oils. So gene therapy, what is it? The medical approach to treat diseases by delivering functional genes into a patient's cells or editing existing faulty genes. The purpose is to cure genetic disorders, cancers, or infectious diseases by adding a working gene, turning off a bad gene, or correcting mutations. So that's how advanced our science and technology today. But in the rich countries, not in the Philippines, because Philippines is the Philippines belong to the developing countries. We are not yet developed. How it works, it uses vectors to carry new DNA into cells, and the techniques include gene addition, like CRISPR or inhibition. The type, somatic, changes cell that won't be inherited, and the germline changes heritable cells. It is currently banned in humans. The example is treatment for spinal muscular atrophy, certain cancers, or sickle cell disease. So, what are the key differences and overlap? The target is GMOs target organisms for broader applications, and gene therapy targets specific human cells for medical treatment. The inheritance, GMO modifications are permanent in the organism. Somatic gene therapy changes aren't passed on, while germline would be passed to the next generation. The technology both use genetic engineering, but gene therapy focuses on therapeutic gene delivery or editing using viral vectors. Okay. So, in our class, we will have a debate regarding the pros and cons of genetic technologies. So, in your debate, you will select one contemporary issue related to GMO gene therapy, and you will, for example, CRISPR, GMO crops, food security, equitable access to gene therapy. So you will research the scientific basis, benefits, risks, and societal perspectives. And you will write a position paper of 1,000 words presenting an evidence-based argument for a chosen stance. So you will be supportive, critical, or balanced. So in our class debate, we will group you into panels representing different viewpoints, scientific, ethical, economic, and policy. Each panel represents arguments and response to questions from classmates. So this is the assessment criteria. So, accuracy of scientific concepts, 25 points. Understanding of societal and ethical implication, 25 points. Use of evidence from academic and reputable sources, 25 points. And the clarity of argument and engagement in discussion, 25 points. Okay, so that's our lesson, and these are my references. I hope you learn something in our discussion of the genetically modified organisms. So this is your teacher Lourdes. We will debate in our face-to-face. This is teacher Lourdes saying, mabuhay!